Where were you born?
In Cleveland, Ohio, 93rd and Huff to be exact.
Still reside in Cleveland today?
No, I'm actually down here looking for houses right now.
Oh, in Atlanta?
Yeah.
And what is the reason for that?
Just because when you feel me, when you make it, ain't no point in staying in the city where you from. You feel me? You know, yeah. That's why I'm about to move, because it ain't no point in staying in Cleveland. I feel like if I stay in Cleveland, something bad gonna happen.
Now, it's more of a music industry, music career move.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, what was that like for you growing up in Cleveland? Can you paint that picture for us?
Yeah. Shit, growing up in Cleveland, motherfuckers don't think Cleveland what it is for real, but Cleveland like a mini Atlanta for real. Like, everything that happened everywhere else, that's what's going on in Cleveland. Like, growing up in Cleveland for me, shit, I was born on 93rd and Huff, you feel me? My mom was 17 when she had me, so we was still live with my grandma. My grandma got like 7 kids, then her kids got kids, so it was hella people in the house. But then my mama finally moved. We moved on like St. Clair and shit. Then when we moved from over there, we moved in the projects. Then we lived in the projects for a couple years, moved back to the east side. So, you feel me, it was really on some bouncing back and forth, going to hella schools type shit, typical, you feel me, typical poverty type of lifestyle.
When it comes to American society, people get placed in different financial classes. There's poverty, which you mentioned, then there's lower middle class, then there's middle class, then there's upper middle class, then there's rich.
Yeah.
Was your family able to move up higher in class away from poverty at some point while you were growing up?
No, it was always, I ain't gonna lie, it was always my daddy's side of the family who had the money for real. Like, that's why I used to love going over to their house, or, you feel me, like not my grandma, but my grandfather used to come pick me up and shit on some every weekend type shit. I used to go over to my uncle's house. He blind and shit. He used to come pick me up every weekend. And I used to be just kicking it with my cousins. But it seemed like everybody on my father's side had money for real. And then I ain't trying to shit nobody out, but like, ain't nobody really have a lot of money on my mom's side of the family. Motherfuckers was working their little jobs and trying to do what they was doing, but like, couldn't nobody get it right for real.
Your uncle was blind later in life, or he was blind when he was picking you up?
No, he was blind when he was picking me up. Like, he wasn't driving, he always had a driver and shit.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Just curious how that worked.
Yeah.
Now, were both parents in your life throughout growing up, even though they separated at some point?
Nah, my father and my mama were never together. My father got killed when I was 5. So, you feel me, I grew up with no father, and every boyfriend my mama got, I wasn't feeling it, so. And wasn't no nigga teaching me shit. It was like my uncles and my grandfather teaching me shit.
And this was uncle and grandfather on your father's side?
I got uncles on my mama's side too, so you feel me? I was going over their houses every once in a while too, but for the most part, like, yeah, my uncles and my grandfather.
On your father's side?
Yeah, my grandfather on my father's side.
And like the blind uncle, that was on your father's side?
Yeah, me on my father's side too.
I see. So they were in your life throughout your life?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I see. How was your father killed, if you don't mind me asking?
He got killed by a dyke. She robbed a nigga. No, a nigga robbed her. I guess it was, I don't know how the fuck it happened. I just know a nigga robbed her. She came back and tried to kill the nigga, but she ended up killing my father. You feel me? My father ended up getting hit. He got shot too, but that nigga ended up getting killed. I don't even want to speak on that for real, cause it's no, you can speak on my father. You feel me? You can talk about that. But yeah, that's how that happened. But I don't want to talk about the nigga though.
Now, there was never a stepfather in your life. Just your mother had boyfriends.
Hell no.
Okay.
No nigga coming in there try to little boy me, try to son me, none of that.
The death of your father so young, the separation of your parents too prior to that, and the different boyfriends in and out your life. How do you in and out your mother's life? How do you think this How do you think this affected you growing up? This culmination of these events here.
Shit, I wasn't really fazed by having boyfriends. You feel me? At a point, I ain't even gonna say I got over the shit, cause if she was to get my mom's single, but if she was to get a boyfriend today, I'd still hop on his ass. But ever since I grew up and she been having boyfriends, I ain't even gonna say having boyfriends, but like talk to a nigga or something, cause she don't just be running through different niggas. But every time she would talk to a nigga or bring him around or something, we scared the nigga off. Like, I don't be feeling none of that shit, but that shit ain't phased me, cause ain't none of them niggas had no say-so in my life. None of them niggas could tell me what to do. I never let no nigga give me no money. I never asked none of them niggas for none of that. It was only one boyfriend my mama had, and that's the only nigga it was only one boyfriend my mama had that I fucked with. You feel me? And his name was Rodney. And, you feel me, she don't fuck with him no more.
Why was Rodney okay compared to the other boyfriends? Why were you able to tolerate Rodney when the other ones?
I don't even know. I feel like he just been around so long and he was so honey for real. Like, that nigga loved my mama dirty jaws on everything.
You don't, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you don't communicate or have a relationship with Rodney these days, do you?
No, hell no, that nigga be back and forth in and out of jail now.
I see. Did this ever create an issue between you and your mother? I mean, she tries to talk to somebody or get a boyfriend for however it happens, and then you try to scare this person off.
It ain't really none that's too serious with that, my mama having boyfriend shit. I just don't be feeling niggas trying to come in. And it's only me out of my mama kids who really like that, because I'm the only one with a dead father. Like, my brother and my sister don't be giving a fuck. But me, every time a nigga come in feeling like he doing something, I just feel like, bro, this nigga think he my daddy. I don't be feeling that shit.
Question though, do you want your mom to be happy?
Hell yeah, I want my mom to be happy. Like, now, she been single for some years. Like, I be telling her, like, man, you need to get you a boyfriend.
Okay.
She be annoying as fuck.
Just curious. So just, let's say somebody's watching this, right? And, circumstances could be different for everybody. But let's say they grow up fatherless. Something tragic happened to their father, maybe in a similar manner like yours. They're taken away from them prematurely in their life. Is there anything you would say to somebody watching this, hearing your story, seeing this interview, and maybe going through similar emotions?
Shit, the only thing I can say is I feel your pain if you lost a parent before, but I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. Just don't crash out. Cause shit, it is an afterlife for sure. So whoever died, your mother or father, they for sure watching you. You feel me? While you still alive. So shit, the best you can do is just make them proud or something.
What's the toughest thing for you been growing up without your biological father?
Not having somebody to go to for advice for real. My grandfather was somebody to go to for advice too, but he just died.
How did he pass?
I don't even know. This shit literally just happened my last day of tour. I don't even know. They don't even know for real. One of my uncles said heartbreak, but he probably ain't sure.
How'd you hear about the news? You're on tour.
My little sister called me as soon as I'm pulling up to the venue.
Right before you were about to perform?
Hell yeah, I couldn't even get in the shower to change my clothes. I had a brand new fit. Had a guy from Saks Fit and shit. Hard ass fit. We coming from Vegas, but we was late as fuck. Traffic was crazy. We as soon as we get to LA and shit, we pull up to the venue. We couldn't even do sound check. We had to go straight, get dressed, go on stage. But as soon as we pulling up to the venue, my little sister called me and shit. She was sound like she was crying and shit. She was crying. She like, you heard what happened? I'm like, no, what happened? She like, Grandpa dead. I'm like, what? She like, they saying he dead, he died in his sleep. She said, my great grandma went downstairs and found him dead and shit. Mm-hmm.
You know how old he was?
I don't know exactly how old he was, but he's in his 50s. He was like in his higher 50s, like about to be 60.
Took you by surprise, it sounds like.
Hell yeah.
You weren't expecting that news.
Hell no.
Didn't
That's
see
why
this.
I don't even be, bro. I swear to God, bro. That's something. My grandfather was really like my best friend type shit, like, and the shit fucked me up so bad when the shit happened. I ain't know how to feel, like, I don't know how to feel, bro. I ain't even know when the funeral was until 2 days before, cause I was not trying to think about that shit. Like, I just wasn't trying to process the fact that my grandfather's gone forever. Like, this nigga taught me everything I know. You feel me? Cause my father died when I was 5. This who taught me everything I know, took me out of town with him and showed me how to hustle, all that shit.
Sometimes when it comes to health issues, sometimes people can see this coming. Like, you know, person's having health issues, they're getting older. You know, something like this nature could happen.
But he wasn't even in no bad shape, though. That's what was so surprising. Like, my grandfather wasn't no type of nigga that just a drunk alcoholic or just be doing exotic drugs or be eating crazy or obese or none of that shit. Like, he be watching how he eat and everything. And that's another reason why the shit caught me by surprise. Nobody knew how it happened.
Was this the most impactful death in your life you experienced so far?
Recently, hell yeah. Recently, hell yeah. I ain't lost nobody I was as close to as I'm close to my grandfather on the recent side, but besides my grandfather, my father. And then, you feel me, I lost hella people, but the closest person I've been to that I lost recently is my grandfather.
Were you able to attend the funeral?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
How have you coped since? How have you dealt with this?
I've been just trying to turn up for real. I ain't really been trying to be in my feelings about nothing. That shit gonna stop you. Feel me? It's roadblocks, and that could be one of them. And then my son, I feel like everything, I'm not happy that my grandfather left, like, at all. But I feel like God do everything for a reason. That's another reason why I couldn't really just sit there and just be moping. Like, damn, like, lost in the sauce. Because low-key, I really do feel lost without him, because that's one person who, like I said, he taught me everything. Like, and I feel like he wasn't done teaching me. You feel me? It's a whole lot I was supposed to learn. It's a whole lot more I was supposed to learn from him before he got up out of here. But I don't just be sitting around, moping around, knowing that I'm lost, because I know that'll, you feel me, that'll fuck me up even more.
The death of your father at 5, the death of your grandfather, and then you said you've also lost
Hella
a
people.
bunch of other people.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever sought counseling for this stuff? Have you ever sought therapy for this stuff?
Only counseling and therapy I see is the dispensary, man, and weed, man.
So, self-medication.
Hell yeah, I don't vent to nobody or nothing. I swear to God. That shit, I don't trust people. I don't tell nobody my problems, nothing. I barely tell my mama shit.
Do you feel like you need it?
Hell no. I mean, nah.
At
I was
this point?
about to say yeah, but no, cause what is telling somebody else my problems gonna do? Humans are judgmental.
Somebody watching this might say, don't knock it till you try it.
They say that about a lot of shit. But no, I don't need no counseling. Cause as soon as I get up out of that chair and I walk out that door, I'm gonna be feeling the same way. I ain't just gonna do nothing but roll up. I just talk to God about it.
Someone experiencing a death of a loved one, right? Anything you would say to somebody watching this and going through that?
Sure, you keep your head up. It get greater later.
Did his death teach you anything? Did you learn anything from your grandfather's passing?
Hell yeah. Not that much, because I ain't been trying to think about that shit. But every time I think about that shit, I just know, like, this life shit is really real. One day you here, and the next day you gone, just pay your dues while you here. Because my grandfather, boy, that nigga, before he died, he was fighting with himself, like, mentally, whether he want to still hustle or give it all to God type shit, like, that nigga,
Fork in the road.
Shit, that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that's a phrase people use when, you're thinking of two choices, two tough choices, and you can't decide. Call it like a fork in the road. You're gonna go right, you're gonna go left.
Shit, I guess.
What do you miss the most about him?
The shit he used to just teach me.
The teachings.
I swear to God, bro, that nigga smart as fuck. That nigga, bruh, that's why I act the way I act, because of him.
Do you have a favorite memory of him you could share with us today?
Shit, probably when my mama called him over to my house. We was living in projects. I forgot what I did, some bad shit. And nigga, he came over there and beat my ass. Then he gave me some money after. I'm like, this nigga crazy.
How much money?
Shit, I was young. He gave me $100. I was a young nigga though, so that $100 felt like some shit. That felt like something.
Felt like 1,000?
Hell yeah. You could do a lot with $100 back in the day. On God.
Now, you were obviously doing music already prior to your grandfather's death.
Yeah, my grandfather just died, literally. 2 weeks ago? I just got off tour.
And even though this was relatively recent, do you feel like this has changed your direction of music at all?
No, but MGK was just telling me and shit when I was on tour and shit, because I was telling him, like, bro, I don't be venting to nobody type shit. Like, he was telling me some deep shit, and we was just, you feel me? He was just teaching me a lot of shit while I was on the road with him. But he was telling me, because, he just dropped his album, that Hotel Diablo shit. He like, man, bro, I'm telling you, those songs that you put your heart into, those are the ones that's gonna really go crazy, and people gonna be feeling like, what made this nigga even think of saying this on the song? Like, he like, those are the ones you gotta really dig deep into. And then when he said that, I be thinking about making songs that's more realer, but sometimes I be feeling like I can't say everything. I don't know how to say that shit. I mean, I know how to say it, but I don't know how to put that shit in the song. Like, that shit get deep.
Have you recorded since his death or not yet?
Yeah, hell yeah. And I ain't even gonna say I can't put it in a song, because I done made songs about real shit, but excuse me, I just can't focus on digging deep and getting in my feelings to make a song, because I don't even like getting in my feelings.
This music that you've recorded since his passing, have you mentioned him in any of these songs yet? Or
nah. Nope.
Is there a chance?
I barely be rapping about my father. I say some shit, like, I done said a couple things, but I don't be rapping about nobody dead. None of my dead niggas, nobody dead, none of my dead homies, none of my dead family. On God, I don't be rapping about nobody dead. That's the crazy part.
Why is that? There are a lot of rappers who do. They make songs about a person, or they dedicate songs to a person that passed.
I know.
Why don't you? At least not yet.
Shit, I don't know. Like, that shit get deep, bruh. Like, bruh, if I just sat there about one of my dead niggas or somebody dead and try to make a whole song about them, bruh, I'd be sitting there in tears, like, and I ain't trying to be doing that. That shit get deep.
You've attempted before? or haven't even attempted? You just know that that's what would happen.
I try to record like a song with a storyline to it. I think I probably finished that bitch. I ain't even gonna say I think I did, but it wasn't really deep. I was just saying what was going on, how shit happened in my life for real. Like it was another day living, coming up in them trenches type shit. Like that's what I was rapping. But and I probably mention my father or somebody or something. I probably mention some of my dead people, but I don't just make songs about them or they make songs about nobody dead. I just make songs about how I seen niggas die or, you feel me, shit that I done seen or shit that I done did.
That song's never been released?
Nah, that bitch on my computer. I recorded that at my studio at home.
Afraid to put it out? Didn't like how it came out? Just too personal?
I didn't like how it came out. That's why, if I like something, I'm gonna put it out. I don't care what a motherfucker gonna think about it.
Would you be open to trying something like that again or no?
Yeah, hell yeah. Once I lock in on this next album, my next album, that bitch, you feel me, that bitch gonna be next level. Cause I think different, you feel me? And I just dropped my first album after being in the industry. And I'm starting to see how this shit go and shit, so I got way more shit to talk about.
For people that might not be familiar with that, care to share the title of that project you're referencing here?
Never Looking Back. Yeah, make sure y'all go get that shit, you know. How this young nigga out for real.
What did your grandfather think about your music career before he passed?
He was supportive, but that's another reason why that shit got to me and I was always hurt, cause we weren't really talking that much before he died. And the last couple conversations we did have, that nigga hit me with the, you too famous for me. Like, and he was saying that cause I think I had told him like, I'm gonna pull up on you, cause I was in the city. I was back and forth to Cleveland all the time, like, and I was in the city and shit. I told him I was in the city. I'm like, yeah, I'm pull up on you and shit. He had told me where he was at and shit. I told him I'm pull up, but I never pulled up. I forgot what the fuck I did. Then I ain't talked to him again until about a month later. You know, I talked to him again. He was telling me how he was, you feel me, he chilling. He ain't been hustling and he been in his books and shit. And he just got a college degree or some shit. Then what the fuck? I don't even know, bro. I just forgot what the fuck you just asked me. Oh God.
Well, you had started talking about the last time you had spoke to him.
Oh yeah.
Because I was asking originally what he thought about your music career, and you said he was supportive, and then you were talking about how he had said to you on a phone call, "Oh, you're too famous for me," and then you told this other part of the story here about where he was telling you he had graduated from college.
Yeah, and then that's when he was telling me like that's where he been at my grandma's house and shit. I was supposed to come see him over there and shit. And then he was telling me his phone was off. I paid his phone bill. And then he told me he was gonna call me and shit so I can link with him. But I ain't never talked to him again.
You regret that?
For sure. I don't never say I regret shit, but if I didn't know that was gonna be the last time I talked to him. We can talk about something else though. I ain't really trying to talk about that all day.